Welcome to Elevate Your English.
Where confidence meets communication. You practiced your answers for 3 days. You stood in front of the mirror. You recorded yourself. You were ready. And then the interviewer said, "Tell me about yourself." And your mind went completely blank. Not because you don't know English, not because you're not smart enough, but because something inside you just froze.
If that happens to you, or if you're terrified it will happen, stay with us. Because today, we are not going to give you a list of tips. We're going to have the real conversation that nobody is having about job interviews in English.
The one about why your English breaks down exactly when it matters most, and what actually helps.
Sarah, I want to start with something honest. Most people who struggle in English job interviews, they're not bad at English.
Right. Like, I can have a full conversation in English right now. I can watch movies, read articles, understand everything. But the moment someone says, "This is an interview," something shifts.
What shifts?
Everything feels formal. Suddenly, I'm not just talking, I'm being judged. And my brain starts translating again, like I'm back to being a beginner.
That's such a real thing. It's called performance pressure, and it does something very specific. It pulls your brain away from natural language and into your native language. So you start thinking in your first language and trying to translate in real time, which is exhausting.
And slow. You sound slow. And then you get nervous about sounding slow, and then you sound even slower.
Exactly. It becomes a cycle. And most English courses just teach you phrases. I am a hardworking person. I work well in a team. But they don't address this cycle at all.
Which is why people memorize those phrases and still freeze in the interview. Because memorization is not the same as fluency.
So let's talk about the 3 things that actually happen in interviews. Not the things people admit to, the real things.
Okay, number 1 for me, and I'm a little embarrassed to say this, is that I start a sentence and I don't know how to finish it. In my own language, I'd just rephrase, but in English, I panic. I say 5 times and then apologize.
And the apology makes it worse, right? Because now the interviewer is focused on your mistake, not your answer.
Yes, and the thing is, native speakers do this too. They start sentences and rephrase. But somehow when we do it, it feels like a failure.
That's a mindset issue, not a language issue. And I think the second big struggle is vocabulary. Not basic vocabulary, but professional vocabulary, the kind that makes you sound confident. Words like initiative, collaborate, implement. Learners know these words when they read them, but they don't reach for them when they speak.
Because they haven't practiced using them. Reading is passive, speaking is active.
Exactly. And the third struggle, and this one is a little painful, is cultural. In some cultures, being direct about your achievements feels like bragging. So when the interviewer asks, "What's your greatest strength?" people soften it too much. They say, "I think maybe I'm a little good at organizing things."
Oh, I have done this. And the interviewer just looked at me like, okay?
In English professional culture, especially in job interviews, you are expected to be clear and specific about your value. Not arrogant, but direct.
That is a cultural shift that takes practice. Not just language practice, mindset practice.
So what actually helps? And I want to be clear, we're not talking about memorizing scripts.
Please, not scripts. Scripts make you sound like a robot. And the moment they ask a follow-up question, you're lost.
What helps is building what I call a language pool. Instead of memorizing exact answers, you practice the phrases and transitions that hold answers together. Things like, "That's a great question," "What I've found is," or "To give you a bit of context," or "The result was."
These are connectors. They give you time to think without sounding like you're thinking.
And they sound natural, because they are natural. That's how fluent speakers actually talk.
Another thing that helped me, and I know it sounds simple, was practicing out loud. Not in my head, out loud. Because your mouth needs to learn the movement of these words, not just your brain.
There's actually a term for this: muscle memory for language. Your mouth, your breath, your rhythm, they all need practice.
I used to set a timer for 2 minutes and just answer random interview questions out loud, alone in my room. Sometimes it was terrible, but after 2 weeks, something changed.
What changed?
I stopped translating. The words started coming from somewhere more natural. I don't know how to explain it. It just felt more like me.
That's fluency. That's the shift everyone is waiting for. And it doesn't happen from reading scripts. It happens from speaking. Badly, then less badly, then naturally.
Okay, we always do a little challenge, and this one is small but powerful.
Tonight, or right now if you're somewhere private, answer this question out loud in English for 2 minutes.
Tell me about yourself.
Don't prepare. Don't write it down first. Just speak. Let it be messy. Let yourself stumble. That's the point.
And if you want feedback, record it and listen back. You'll hear things you never notice when you're speaking.
2 minutes, that's all. But do it out loud.
Okay, let's bring it together. What did we talk about today?
We talked about why fluent English learners still freeze in job interviews. And it's not about vocabulary. It's about performance pressure and the translation cycle.
We talked about the real struggles, losing your sentence halfway, not reaching for professional vocabulary, and culturally softening your strengths too much.
And we talked about what actually helps: building a language pool of connectors, practicing out loud regularly, and shifting your mindset from being judged to having a conversation.
Because that's what an interview is, at the end of it, a conversation.
Let's do our vocabulary section. 5 words from today's episode, all useful for job interviews. Word 1. Initiative. It means doing something without being told, taking the first step on your own. Example sentence. In my last role, I took the initiative to redesign our onboarding process. Speaking practice question. Tell me about a time you took initiative at work or school. Word 2. Collaborate. It means to work together with other people toward a shared goal. Example sentence. I collaborated with the marketing team to launch the new campaign. Speaking practice question. Describe a project where you had to collaborate with someone very different from you. Word 3. Implement. It means to put a plan or idea into action. Example sentence. We implemented a new system that reduced errors by 30%. Speaking practice question. Have you ever implemented a change that actually worked? What happened? Word 4. Adaptable. It means able to adjust to new situations easily. Example sentence. I consider myself highly adaptable. I've worked in 3 different industries. Speaking practice question. Can you give an example of when you had to be adaptable? Word 5. Outcome. It means the result or effect of an action. Example sentence. The outcome of that decision was a stronger relationship with the client. Speaking practice question. Think of a difficult situation at work. What was the outcome? Before we go, one thing I want to leave with you.
Please.
The goal is not to sound like someone else. It's not to speak like a native speaker, or to hide your accent, or to be someone you're not in that interview room. The goal is to communicate your value, clearly, specifically, and with confidence.
And that is completely learnable. It takes time. It takes practice out loud. And it takes the willingness to sound bad before you sound good.
Which is true for everyone, in every language.
If this episode helped you even a little, if it made you feel less alone about that interview panic, share it with someone who needs it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We put out new episodes every week, and we want to keep building this community with you.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep practicing, and be a little brave.
See you next video.